Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I make a video about once a week about my beauty, makeup, skincare collection, new things I'm trying, but mostly about using what I already have, shopping my stash. And today's video, I'm going to be going over all of the products that I used up in the first quarter of the year. So January through March. I can't believe we're already 1/4 of the way through 2024. But I saved all of my beauty and skincare and just like those types of products in this bag, and we're gonna go through all of it, and I'm gonna talk about my thoughts and feelings on them if I had any. Would I repurchase? Have I already repurchased? All the things like that. So if you want to see everything that I used up in the first 3 months of the year, then just keep watching. Alright, so I separated all my empties into categories. So the makeup products will be last, so if that's what you're for, that will be at the very end. But first, let's start with kind of some, I don't know what they are, like body care, scent things. So the first thing I have is the Dove Advanced Care Dry Spray, and I got it in the shade, what? The scent, just says Cool Essentials, but it has like the picture of the cucumber. I just thought that this would be really refreshing. I really love the dry sprays of deodorants. They just seem to work better and they don't like stain my clothes or leave that like white stuff on my underarms, and it's just really easy to grab and like spray real quick. I keep one at home obviously to use in the morning, and then I keep one in my gym bag, and then I also have one at work. So I like these, they work well, and I have already repurchased another one. I think I just got like the clean scent, which I guess that was kind of what this was, but I think I got the one that's like blue. So I just kind of like to rotate through what I'm feeling or what kind of jumps out to me at the store. But yeah, I really like this deodorant and have already repurchased it. The next thing I have also already repurchased, it is this hair, body, and linen mist from the brand Frenchie. This you can get at Target. I have the scent Solar Fleur, which says it's like joy and bliss. I don't know how that goes together, but I enjoyed this. It's just a light scent. I use a body mist pretty much every day just to kind of layer on top of the deodorant and just make sure that I'm just smelling clean and fresh. I don't like anything that's heavily scented because, you know, you never know. Where I work, we all kind of work close together in like an open office space, so I never want to like be wearing something like overly strong and like affect somebody. But I already repurchased this exact same scent. Again, you can get it at Target, and I really want to try some of the other products in this line. They have like a body oil perfume type thing and some other products, so I'm interested to try out more from this brand, but really enjoying it. I've also been very slowly working my way through like the little perfume samples you get when you like order from Sephora and stuff. So I used up two. One was from the brand Ellis Brooklyn, and it was the scent Myth. I don't remember anything about this. And the other one that I used up was also from the brand Ellis Brooklyn, and it was their scent Bee, which I do remember this was a little like more refreshing and sweet. There is like a tiny bit more in there, but the sprayer just like won't grab it. But yeah, I try to work my way through these every now and then. I have a lot right now, and I just hate for them to go to waste. And you know, I personally don't have a super strong sense of smell, so whenever I start a new one, I just kind of see if my husband or someone around me is like, oh, what are you wearing? And if it's like good or bad, then decide if I'm going to keep using it or not. But it's a good way to kind of test out perfumes. So moving on, let's do some skincare. So the first thing that I have that's empty is the Peach Slices Snail Rescue Blemish Busting Toner. I have already repurchased a new one of these. I like to use this in the morning time as part of my morning routine. I really like the consistency of this. It's kind of a mixture. It says it's a toner, but it's not like an astringent toner. It feels more like a serum-y texture, but like very thin. So it's still, you know, I'm able to wipe it on my face using a cotton pad, and it just feels moisturizing. And you know, everybody's on the snail mucin train right now, and I don't know if I would say I've noticed a huge difference in my blemishes, but I do really like the feeling of this, and like starting out my morning with this as the first thing that I'm putting on my face. So really enjoying this. I get mine at Ulta. I think that's where you can get the Peach Slices brand only. It's the sister brand of Peach and Lily, so it's definitely more affordable than the other side of the brand. So I've been enjoying this and have already repurchased it. Next, I finally used up the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream. This one has SPF 30, which is super great. My current moisturizer that I've switched back to, my Neutrogena Hyaluronic gel, does not have SPF. I think there is a version that has it. I just don't have it. So I do like that this was in one step. However, I just really didn't love the like texture of this. Like you can see a little bit on the lid. Like it was moisturizing and creamy, but it was kind of thick and it was very white. So I felt like it kind of took a while to really rub it into my face, which just kind of reminded me of like old school sunscreens where it takes a long time and then you might get left with a white cast. So I just didn't love this a ton. It's a great price. I think you can get this for like $10 or $12, which is great, but I just probably won't be repurchasing this again. It's just not my favorite texture. Next, I think I already discussed these in my skincare video that I posted a couple weeks ago. It's these 3 serums from The Ordinary. I have the niacinamide, the multi-peptide, and the alpha-arbutin. So I used all 3 of these in combination based on what the Ordinary website told me. And I just really, like I said in that video, I really didn't like using 3 serums in a row. It just felt really redundant. I didn't really understand how they were all working together. I didn't notice a difference other than that my skin, instead of feeling moisturized and like plump, it just always felt like sticky and heavy. And I wasn't even using that much at a time because I was using 3. So I think the only one that I could see myself ever repurchasing would be the niacinamide. I do like to have one of those on hand for if I do feel like I need extra moisturization or extra blemish fighting. And The Ordinary does have really good prices on their products, so that is something to be aware of. I like other things that I've tried from The Ordinary. I just wasn't a fan of the 3 of these all together at once. It was just too much. The last skincare thing I have is this lip treatment set that I bought, oh my gosh, years ago. It was from Makeup Revolution, part of their Friends collection. So I don't remember when that was. It was a while ago. But it had a lip scrub and a lip like mask in it. So I finally, and they were like pumpkin, supposed to be pumpkin scented. So I mean the tubs were pretty big, like for what I paid for it. I think I paid like $8 or $10 for this, which is pretty good, but like the scrub was nothing special, left a lot to be desired. And kind of same with the lip mask. You can see there's like a little bit left around the edges in there because I couldn't quite get it out. But like it was just kind of a little too goopy, and it was also very orange. So it just wasn't my favorite consistency. I want something that's a little more, but I like the consistency of like the Laneige lip masks, and this was just a little thinner and just kind of, you know, it just felt cheap. So I mean, I'm glad I used it up and it was cute that it was Friends, but I didn't really get how it was really that Friends themed. But used it up, now it's done. We've moved on to different lip products. So I wouldn't be repurchasing anything like this again from Makeup Revolution. All right, so let's move on to kind of the more exciting portion, the makeup. So one of these items you've already seen because it was a part of my Project Pan, and then actually a few other products in here are part of my planning to pan list that I just happened to use up naturally and didn't have to put in my Project Pan. So I will link that video below that I filmed, I don't remember when, a month or 2 ago, my planning to pan or things that I would like to pan this year. But starting out, I won't talk too much about this because we've already seen it. It's the e.l.f. lipstick in the shade Tea Rose. This was just a skinny lipstick. It was a nice shade, a cool pink. They don't make this product anymore. And even if they did, I probably wouldn't buy this exact shade again, but it was a good consistency, and I think e.l.f. has pretty decent products for the price. Next, we have a foundation. This one kind of came as a surprise to me. It's the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation, and I tried to scrape out as much as I could with my spatula, so that's just as good as we're gonna get. But yeah, I had had this for a while. I think I bought this in 2020, so it was definitely time to be using it up, but it kind of just like happened much quicker than I thought. I put it in that video, my planning to pan video, and then literally like within the next week, it kind of started doing the like spurting with the pumping, like not a lot was coming out, and I was like, oh, are we already there? Because the glass bottle is quite hefty, so it's really hard to tell. And you know, the stuff was really sticking to the sides. But once it kind of stopped coming out through the pump as easily, I was able to, it doesn't look like you can unscrew it because of the weird shape of the bottle, but if you grip it really hard and twist, it will twist off. So that's what I was able to do to scrape out the rest. And once I scraped it out, there was still about a week's worth of use of product. So I mean, that was at least something, but I am excited to have used up a foundation. That's pretty rare for me because I do cycle through my foundations just based on what I'm feeling. So it was nice to kind of have this be a surprise empty. But I really enjoyed this, and I don't know if I would purchase this exact one again, but I did like it and think it had really good coverage. So if it's something that you're thinking about, I so far have enjoyed pretty much everything I've used from the Fenty Beauty line. Next, I have two concealers. The first is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. Completely used this up. This used to be like a holy grail item, and then I think I talked about this in one of my Shop My Stash videos. I don't know what happened, but about halfway through using this, I felt like my under eyes were kind of starting to get irritated. So I wasn't sure if it was this product specifically or if it's some type of skincare product I was using that was like reacting with this, or you know, it's not the most hygienic of products, so I didn't know if that was part of it, but I was able to pick it back up a month or two later and use it up with no problems of irritation. So I don't know if I'll be repurchasing this again. I've gone through so many of these in my life so far, but at this point I'm kind of hesitant because of that weird reaction I had. And you know, there's so many other concealers out there that I can try. So I might be moving on from this one. I don't know. One day maybe I'll come back to it, but I don't see it in the near future. The other concealer I used up was also on my planning to pan list, and it was my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Also, not my favorite concealer. I think I said this also about the camo powder that I have right now. It just kind of felt a little drying and patchy. I did take the stopper out and scraped out as much as I could, but it just wasn't my favorite texture or like feeling, so I don't think I'll be repurchasing this again. Like I said, there's so many other concealers out there to try that I'm just ready to move on. And I'm glad I used this up and got my money's worth, but not my favorite. Finally, I have two mascaras. I have the mini of the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water. I really liked this, and I feel like that's saying something for a mini mascara because I don't always feel like I get the best sense from a mini because the brush has to be so different and like shorter. So sometimes it is hard to get in there, but this, I really liked the consistency. It was very black. I felt like it separated and lifted my lashes. And as I've said a million times before, my sweet spot for mascara is that perfect medium of wet and dry. I don't want it to be so dry that it's flaking off immediately, but I don't want it to be so wet that things are clumping together. And this was the perfect consistency. And in fact, it's similar to how I feel about the Milani Anti-Gravity Mascara. This is definitely one of the best mascaras I have tried in a very long time, especially from the drugstore. That's the other thing. The full size of this is more expensive. The Milani can be kind of expensive. I think, you know, when I see this around, it's usually like $14, but I think it's worth it. And this actually lasted me quite a long time. And yeah, it just seems to work really well all the way up until the end. Perfect consistency. I like the brush. Interesting shape. I really felt like it grabbed my lashes and kept them lifted, kept them separated. I also I like how the stopper, like I really feel it pulling off any of that excess mascara, and so there's no like clumpiness happening. So I really enjoyed this, and I will definitely be repurchasing this at some point in the future. I have a few mascaras to get through right now, but this is definitely on my list of one to keep an eye out for when the time comes for a new mascara purchase. So that is everything that I used up in the first quarter of the year. I think that's a pretty decent amount of progress that I've made. Also excited that I used up two things that were on my planning to pan list. So I'm going to keep working my way through that and making progress. I actually have been pretty good so far in 2024 with my purchasing. I haven't really purchased any new makeup like a ton. I've purchased some skincare, so I've got some skincare to work through, which is why I'm super glad that I finished this moisturizer because I have a couple other moisturizers to get through. But yeah, I'm really happy with where I'm at with my usage versus my purchasing habits right now, but I am feeling the urge to kind of get some new makeup soon because I do feel like I have used up quite a bit in the past few months. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to see things that I had completely used up and if I would purchase them again or not and why. And yeah, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video or what other type of content you would like to see. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you are notified of all of my upcoming videos. I typically post on Thursdays, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.